Now it's time to go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room a native from Paulsboro, New Jersey, and a former Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's welcome into the locker room Isaac Redman. Isaac, welcome into the locker room.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
All right, Isaac, man. I'll tell you what, it's so cool. I grew up in Collingswood, and having somebody that was in the Colonial Conference, play professional football. I know Paulsboro has turned out some great guys. You and my good friend Kevin Ross, and you got Flipper Anderson from Paulsboro, right? But having somebody go to the Super Bowl is pretty special. So thanks for calling in. I really appreciate it, man. But I just wanted to talk to you because, man, you were there.
Yeah.
Give me something. What was it like for you? That whole, after you win the AFC Championship game, and then the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. What's that like?
No, it was a great experience. It was something that I have been a dream of mine all my life. The bye week that we have, in the middle, my son was actually born. So I had to, so I was at practice, staring at the clock, because the coach said I could go fly home and go see my son being born after practice. And I'm like, coach, I don't know. He's like, man, we got to get what we got to get done. I'm like, man, my son is getting ready to be born. He's like, all right, get on out of here. I ran home, flew home, watched my son being born, and flew right back to Pittsburgh and, got everything going for the Super Bowl.
Wow, that's hectic. So that was a hectic time for you then, huh?
Yeah, it was. Everything was exciting. I got to see him born. I couldn't stay around too long. We were right on Houston. I'm right on to Dallas. And every time I talk to my son about it, he's like, "So I wasn't at the Super Bowl." Like, "Nah, son, you wasn't a week old."
How much pressure, hey Isaac? How much pressure is it on? How much pressure is on the players? I mean, you make it to the Super Bowl, especially with a team like Pittsburgh, who's had such a storied past. How much pressure is it on the players?
It's a lot of pressure. Going into that game, I thought, it's just going to be another game. Just take it play by play. But it's easy to say that until those lights get to flashing on from the kickoff, and you see a bunch of famous people on the sidelines, and the whole world is watching. Not just not the United States. The whole world is watching.
Right.
Mess up, the whole world see you mess up. If you do good, the whole world see you do good. So it's definitely a lot of pressure coming into that game.
We're talking with Isaac Redman, former Pittsburgh Steeler. He played in the Super Bowl 45 against the Green Bay Packers. So, I think the Super Bowl last year had 112 million people watch it, and I think the most watched Super Bowl was the year before that. I think the Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks had 114 million people, and that doesn't even count people at bars and restaurants. That's just home people. So when you're running through that tunnel, I mean, did you have butterflies, like goosebumps running up and down your body?
I did. I tell this story all the time. We were in the tunnel, and ever since I was about 5, 6 years old, my mom, she's been a diehard football fan. So her dream was always to go to the Super Bowl. Ever since I was younger, she's like, "Son, are you going to take me to the Super Bowl?" "Yeah, I'm going to get you to the Super Bowl one day." That was always our thing, and every year we would watch the Super Bowl together. So we were in the tunnel getting ready to run out, and all I hear is "Son, son," and I look up, and there goes my mom, and she's going crazy because we're getting ready to run out. She's like, "Ah!" Yeah, she was there. So all the butterflies I had, that was just a heartwarming moment to know that my mom's dream had came true.
Isaac, what about on the sidelines as the game's in progress? I mean, do people realize? Do the players realize that this is a game for the ages? I mean, this is going to be on every single how every season as we approach the Super Bowl, all the highlight videos, and did the guys, the teammates realize the magnitude of the game you're playing in? I mean, does it hit you, or does it hit you afterwards?
I think it hits you afterwards. During the game, you try to be so much in tune in what's going on the field, and in the game plan, and making sure you're at where you're supposed to be, and so you look back after the game is over, kind of look back on everything. Because honestly, from being on the sideline, I can watch that Super Bowl on the NFL Network when it replays, and I don't remember half of it. I feel like I was just I'm like, I really don't. I couldn't tell you what the score was to our game, but you're just like so in tune, and then everything going on, it kind of was like a blur to me.
Hey, Isaac, this is Josh. I wanted to ask you, because you played the running back position and you played on teams where they used all 2-3 running backs at a time. You look at the Patriots, they got a 3-back tandem right now. You got your power back Blunt, you got your receiving back James White, and then you got your utility knife Dion Lewis. Talk about what it's like to be a running back in a 3-man rotation like that.
It always keeps the defense on their toes. You don't know what to prepare for. It gives them a lot more to have to prepare for when you're preparing for 3 different guys. It's just all about being able to stay, in the moment and be ready when your number's called, because you never know. You have different plays for each guy in the game plan. So if some guys go out for each formation, or you might have a guy that goes out for 3rd and 10 and longer, a guy that goes out for 3rd and short. So you got to be in tune in the game of knowing each situation and be ready when your number's called, because, with 3 guys going in and out, you can miss your turn. If you're not ready, they'll send somebody else in there. But it's always a good change of pace to have somebody that could definitely complement you.
Does that come down also to the running backs coach, staying on top of you guys on the sideline, keeping you updated what's going on?
Yeah, when I play, my running back coach always says, wherever I'm at on the sideline, I want you guys right next to me. So you don't got to say, Red, where's Red? Everybody's screaming where I'm at. You stay by your coach. If he wants you in, he can just turn right back around, call you, and you right in there.
Isaac, when you, like you said when you said you were a little kid, did you ever see yourself making to the Super Bowl? Would you have to pinch yourself and say, I played in the Super Bowl?
It's crazy because I do still think, like, wow, I can't believe, I even made it to the NFL. But at the same time, I always thought that's where I would be. It's crazy. Like, ever since I can remember, that's all I ever loved was football. So I ever, a teacher, what you going to be when you grow up? NFL player. And I was like, oh, no, write something else down. No, I'm writing that down. This is what I'm, but that's all I ever really thought that I was going to ever do. And then after, being able to, get there and play pretty well, be able to play in the Super Bowl, But
here you are at a Boise State. You were undrafted. So it wasn't like that you were. So I think that the journey for you was even more amazing.
Yeah, coming from Bowie State, my first practice at the Steelers at training camp, it was more people at training camp than it was at my Bowie State games. So it was kind of like, whoa, look at all these people. Everybody was like, you got guys coming from Ohio State and, and played in front of big, huge crowds. I'm like, wow, more people have practice.
Hey, Isaac, I'd be remiss, this is Josh again, I'd be remiss to ask you, you played with Ben Roethlisberger. He's arguably one of the best quarterbacks of the last 16 years. A couple of weeks ago after their season ended, he talked about the possibility of, he's not specifically talking about next year. He's talking about the idea of he's evaluating if there's going to be a next year, is what he said. And it kind of set a lot of people awry. Talk about what you think is going on in Ben's head right now.
Ben's been playing at a high level for a pretty long time, and everybody knows the injuries that he's had, and sometimes that takes a toll on you. Not only physically but mentally. To keep playing through injuries, and then all off season you're dealing with the little nags of your ankle or whatever it may be. And sometimes guys just by the time the end of the season you be so tired of football and meetings. Every year the guys are thinking, I don't know how many years I got left of this. But Ben's a warrior. He's a player, and I think he has a couple more years left in him.
Now, Isaac, you played 5 years. You suffered a pretty significant injury. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I had suffered an injury to my spinal cord.
Wow.
I knew something was wrong. I had been trying to play through it the last couple years. And then my last couple of games, it was just, I was getting those sharp stingers down my neck, and it started going from my hands all the way down my leg, and I just couldn't play like that anymore. And when I was really serious about getting it checked out, I flew out to California to see the same doctor that did Peyton Manning's neck surgery, and he told me that I could never play again.
So your career comes to an end, but at least you have a great Super Bowl memory. And do you get a chance? Do you keep in touch with a lot of the teammates from that Super Bowl team?
A couple guys. I talked to David Johnson. He's with the Steelers, fullback. I've talked to Mike Wallace, who was played receiver. He's with the Ravens now. I talk to those guys, probably maybe like once a month, and just go in and check on them.
Do you Raz Wallace or go into the enemy?
I said, how could you do it, man? He said money. I said, hey, sold.
Hey, Isaac, what are you doing with yourself now, Isaac?
Right now, I just bought a house over in Deptford, New Jersey. I just had another baby boy about a year ago, and I coached the Paulsboro 7th and 8th grade football team to our second straight championship game.
Awesome.
And right now I'm currently starting the off-season training program for ages 4 to 18.
So that's great. You're active in youth football. All right. Who do you like to win the game tomorrow?
Who I like to win the game?
Who do you root for?
I promise my son, if y'all ask me this question, I'll let him say who he thinks will win the Super Bowl.
All right. Who do you think's going to? All right, here he is.
There you go.
The Falcons.
Give me a score.
What's the score?
Give me a score.
I don't know. 21-7.
All right, there you heard it by Junior. All right, Isaac, listen, man, that was great. Hey, listen, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being a friend of the locker room. I got to count on my Colonial Conference, my friend from the Colonial Conference, native from Paulsboro, New Jersey. Isaac, thank you so much, and have a great Super Bowl.
I appreciate you having me.
Isaac Redman, everybody.